Okay, guys, I am back with the temple. We're down here in the southwest corner of the village, and we're going to talk about the temple. So, when the heroes come back on Celebration Day or for Celebration Day, they can visit the temple, and there's all the services right there. They can gain a blessing for 200 gold. We're going to see a very awesome demo, and I'm going to explain to you about the blessings. Cure all afflictions for 100 gold, or they could drink from the healing fountain for 100 gold, and that will restore all of their health. Um, so we're going to come back to this, but blessings are. Oh, I guess we'll talk about it real quick right now. So, when creating this game, there's angels in the game, and there's a chance, in air quotes, there's a chance that when your hero goes to the temple and pays 200 gold for a blessing, that an angel will watch over them and aid them in some way, shape, or form. It's going to be some type of buff, and some of them are pretty powerful. But the thing is, there could also be despair, where their prayers have went unheard. So it's kind of like a gamble, but if you get an angel, it's awesome. So we're going to talk more about the angels when we get to that, but that's what it is. Oh, and when you start the game, you are allowed to purchase a blessing. But here's the big thing about blessings, and it's a big role in the game. It's fun. When you pay for your blessing, so let's say we were playing and you bought a blessing and I got a blessing. Okay, well, you draw a card here from the blessing deck. You do not reveal it. That's a big rule. You have to take it and you have to place it by your hero in his hero area, your player area. You cannot reveal that blessing until you step foot back in the dungeon, and then you can reveal it at any time. You can, reveal it immediately or 5 turns from now. But of course, you're going to want to flip it over, and it's just part of the game mechanics and the rules that you find out your blessing when you return to the dungeon. So we're going to see that in action. House of Chance. I know we talked about this. This is a little gambling hall, and make sure that people hear this. There's 4 house. If you have the Master of the Realm edition, that contains the extra 3 House of Chance games. Let's just shoot over this real quick. Every edition of the game, whether it be the Knight of the Realm or Crusader of the Realm or Master of the Realm, you always get tower attack. So that comes standard. However, the Master of the Realm will get you Skulljack, a very simple form of 21. I think we talked about these I think it was in the rulebook series, actually. So, custom deck of Skulljack cards. This little board here to play on. 3 heroes can play. So, Master of the Realm will get you the Skulljack. Heroes versus Monsters, where the heroes have to defend the Chapel of Light against the invading monsters. And then finally, my favorite one, I designed all of these, but this is my favorite, is the Adventures of Bravely the Knight, where you have to take Bravely through this trap-ridden dungeon. And there's more of the board. I had to cut it, but it's a fairly, well, it's an 8x8 board, but there's stuff everywhere. And there's all these monsters and traps and all that. And, of course, the old retro spinner. But the Adventures of Bravely Knight is a cool mini dungeon crawl game. So it's like there's a mini dungeon crawl game within a massive dungeon crawl game. This game is completely nuts, and I love that. So those are the games you get with the Master of the Realm, because a lot of people ask that. So that's what it is. So if you don't want all those games, that's no problem at all. I would encourage you to get the Crusader of the Realm, because you get the Avalon Adventure board game, which you know how passionate I am about that. Okay, so that is back to the village. That is what the House of Chance is. That's the gambling hall. And then up here is the terror level. So here's something I can teach you about the game. See, notice right here, see the skull? It says defeated. Anytime your hero perishes in the game, and we'll make a quick note, let's zoom over here. We're going to be talking about the resurrection altar. See that? Okay, keep that in mind. Anytime your hero perishes in the game, you're going to have to raise the terror level up. Because, of course, the villagers here, all these villagers, it does not sit well with them to see a hero laying dead in the resurrection shrine. So that of course, increases the terror level. So you're going to use a red token. Let's say a monster, a vagrant minion turns into a raiding minion. And most of you guys know about this mechanic. You know, minions can run out of the dungeon. They're going to raid the village. That's going to raise it up. If you ever run out of the encounter deck, the encounter deck is like a timer. You're going to increase the minion population. That's going to increase the terror level because you're taking too long. The villagers are like, what are these heroes doing? There's monsters and they're being terrorized. So my point is, if this ever gets up to defeated, you've lost the scenario and you have to replay it. So that's how you lose a Dungeon Crusade. And you'll see this in the scenario book. There's multiple difficulty settings for this. I was crazy about giving people, total replay value and creating your own custom game. So guys, you could play a simple game where it starts at 1. Or you could choose, a difficulty where maybe it starts at 6, where the village is pretty bad, starting off. Or if you're crazy, you can put it right up here at 10 if you think you're that hardcore. So that's kind of what the terror level is. So hopefully I taught you something with that. I think a normal difficulty, it starts at 4, if I remember right. Okay, and of course there's an awesome thing of a boy playing with his dogs. Thank you, Damien, for putting that in. Most of you know my love for dogs, and I asked Damien, it's like, will you paint some dogs? And he put a dog drinking out of the fountain. How cool. So, Resurrection Shrine. As I said, when your heroes perish, you're going to have to send them to the Resurrection Shrine to be resurrected. Very easy mechanic how they're resurrected. We won't get into that now. I know I think I talked about it in the rule book. But it's a very fun, even though it's terrible that they perish, but it's a very simple, fun mechanic how they are brought back to life. But remember, you're going to have to raise up the terror level. Over here, there's a bunch. Here's the blacksmith shop and the tavern. A lot of services at the blacksmith shop. You can buy a pickaxe for 200 gold. Your pickaxe, and this is for crafting and mining, I'm sorry. Pickaxes you use for crafting or mining, and then you can craft power gems. So the blacksmith will craft them for you. Resharpen the pickaxe for 100 gold. Craft a power gem. He's going to charge you 100 gold, and you want power gems. Power gems are awesome. You can sell bulks of moonstone and zultanite to him. You can sell precious stones. I'm sorry about the perspective. I did the stretching thing where I can lay it 3D, so I assure you it's very readable when when it's upright, so to speak. So that's the blacksmith shop, and over here in the corner is the tavern, and a hero can rent a room and sleep. And it fully restores their essence, and that will cost them 100 gold. So that is a little bit about the village board with all these different services. And I thought I was going to say something else down here. Oh, it had the prices. Maybe that was it. See down here, it has the prices for all of your potions and the torch. Okay, when we get back, guess what? The heroes are arriving in the village. How epic is that? So, next video, we're going to be looking at blessings. We're going to see what the heroes are going to be doing, and then we're going to be going into Castle Blackwood. Check the description below for a link to see the reveal of Castle Blackwood from a while ago. Okay, guys, talk to you in a few.